Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the book of Ephesians. Today we're looking at Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. Now we're in the middle of Paul's instructions on Christian families, instructions for Christian households. In the last couple of sessions, we looked at his instructions to husbands and to wives. And now in this paragraph, beginning chapter 6, he gives instructions to children and to fathers. Although when we read the verse about fathers, we can understand that to mean fathers and mothers are parents. Let's see what Paul has to say. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and the instruction of the Lord. So here Paul talks about the importance of the life of parenting your children and parenting them well. He starts with the command to the children. Obey your parents. He reminds them this is, of course, in the 10 Commandments. It is the 5th commandment. Honor your father and your mother. And it, Paul reminds them, is the only commandment that comes with a promise that you may enjoy long life on the earth. You see, in a godly home, it is important that children respect and honor their parents and allow themselves to be guided and instructed and nurtured by them. Now notice carefully, the commandment is obey your parents in the Lord. In the Lord. We're talking about Christian homes here. We're talking about godly homes, homes that are based on biblical values. And in such a home, children need to let their parents guide and instruct them in their formative years. And so there's the command to honor your parents, obey them, follow their way as they teach you the way of the Lord. But notice also that Paul has a word to parents. He says fathers, but surely he means fathers and mothers. Don't exasperate your children. In other words, your guidance of them is to be based on tenderness and care and love. You are to bring them up in the nurture and the instruction of the Lord. So there's this great value placed on Christian homes and Christian families as a place where godliness is taught and modeled. And so parents model what it is to follow the Lord, and they instruct their children how to love the Lord and how to follow him and how to have faith in him. There's no greater place for the training in godliness than in the home. And Christian homes are to model that training in godliness. So see this great value placed on Christian families, on parents who bring their children up in the nurture and instruction of the Lord, on children who honor and respect their parents and follow the way of faith their parents are teaching them. You know, one of the greatest influences we have as the church in our society is in our homes, in godly homes, in Christian homes, where the way of the Lord is clearly taught and exemplified in all aspects of the home. There's that emphasis on obeying your parents in the Lord. Bring your children up in the training and instruction of the Lord. The presence of Christ is to fill the home, to fill the family, and through it to give a model to the world of the ways of Jesus Christ. So, Paul makes it quite clear in his instructions on Christian families. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. This is right. And parents, don't overcorrect your children. Don't exasperate them, but bring them up carefully in the nurture and the instruction and in the way of the Lord. Hope you join us tomorrow as we continue in our 5-minute Bible study in the book of Ephesians.